What was your very first car?
It's I've been asked this 1,000 times, and not a lot of people, especially in this day and age, are going to know what it is. But a 1976 Lincoln Town Car Coupe.
And the coupe. Hey, but at least it was the coupe, and it wasn't the four-door.
Okay, wait.
We're going to have to
let me
find
explain this car to you.
A vintage picture so we can show the audience.
Yeah, first of all, burnt orange with orange interior.
Oh, my God.
The car was longer than my parents' Suburban.
Oh, my God.
And the door, there's no way you could park in a regular parking spot. The door was like as long as that Lotus right there.
But don't you think that most parking spots back in those days were probably a lot bigger than they are today?
Yeah.
I don't think they had compact cars back then, if I remember correctly.
That's in the 70s.
Right.
I drove it in the 90s to high school.
Wow, you were popular on
that.
Yeah,
okay.
The women were loving you.
You're listening to My Supercar World, a Post Oak Motor Cars production from Houston, Texas.
Welcome to My Supercar World. My name is Diane Caplan, head of marketing and brand management for Fertitta Automotive, Post Oak Motor Cars, alongside my fabulous wingman, mentor, boss, everything, vice president of Fertitta Automotive, Lonny Soza.
Hi.
Lonny.
How are you guys?
Oh, what everybody has in store for them.
Yeah.
So we finally are doing this, like where it's actually happening.
I know.
I've been nudging you for 3 or 4 years.
You have.
I'm a huge podcast person, so I love podcasts.
Yeah.
And finally got my boss on the Car Dealership Guy podcast, which you did amazing. And I think I finally got you hooked. You're like, okay, it's time.
I don't know if it was definitely a good icebreaker for sure.
Yes.
But it was more of a timing thing. But
I know. We've had a little bit on our plate.
I do feel like we started a little late.
Well, let's see. You and I both have, how many decades did I count up between each other? Both made us feel very old.
6 decades.
6 decades of experience between the both of us in this world. From all kinds of backgrounds. I started in luxury, Mercedes-Benz. You started with AutoNation.
No, I started with CarMax.
Oh, with CarMax.
Back in the 90s.
Yes, I always forget that, in the 90s.
As a buyer,
Yeah. And so I feel like we have a unique perspective that a lot of people don't. And then in 2017, when Tillman Fertitta, who owns Post Oak Motor Cars and obviously Fertitta Automotive, hired you, then you brought me on to do the marketing, and we were entered into this ultra luxury world that both of us were like, oh, this is a totally other level.
Right. Ultra luxury is a different world. And I think, comparing it to the rest of the car business is almost unfair. Right. I think you have Rolls, Bentley, Bugatti, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Pagani. There's a number of ultra exotic brands.
Right.
But I would say that experience is more likened to the Cartiers or the Van Cleef, Hermes type experience,
right,
than it is buying a typical car somewhere else.
Well, we always say you're very adamant about, we're not a dealership. We don't even like to call ourselves a dealership.
I do not like that word,
We happen to be a boutique that just happens to sell cars.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what we are. Because we've built our success on the client experience and what we do. We kind of tout ourselves, and we take a lot of pride in what we've built on that.
Absolutely. What we sell, let's admit it, nobody needs what we sell.
Nobody needs a $5 million Bugatti, right?
Yeah, right. But you know what? They're in a place in their lives where they can absolutely afford it. And so it becomes, it's not supposed to be like the rest of the car world. It's not supposed to be transactional.
Right.
It's absolutely an experience, both in leading up to the purchase of the vehicle, but more so the ownership experience.
Right.
Which is kind of where we really kick in. So, I hate to say the word dealership because it's not that. I hate to use the transactional word because it's really not that. Sure. Are there nuances where, yes, we have to do paperwork, and at the end of the day,
all the boring stuff.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That exists. And, having experience in the business obviously lends to us being able to, do that part of the process. But, this is again a totally different
World.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And because of this world, you and we have the privilege. I wake up every day giving gratitude to being able to do what I love and actually make money from my passion, which is cars. And you have always been so supportive of me in doing that. But because of the brands we represent, we travel all over the world. We meet the most interesting people. Our clients are some of the most interesting people, and their success and how they've built their wealth and their businesses and stuff. And we interact with all of these CEOs and presidents and chairmen of all these amazing brands. I feel like, we both have been going, God, I wish we could share this with everybody, the car community out there, because Houston has a huge car community, but Texas overall, and just across the United States. I mean, I think, I don't know. I mean, when I got into this, the supercar world there wasn't even a thing back then. Now it's like everybody wants to be part of that world, and it's all because of their love and passion for these beautiful cars.
Sure. I think that, first of all, we should probably explain what the podcast is about, right? My Supercar World. And
our world
is exactly that. I mean, we have owners that are collectors that own brands beyond what we represent today, and we feel like we have a great opportunity to really dive deep into some of these brands, what makes them as special as they are, and really hearing it from the owner's perspective as to why that vehicle was special to them, why
they went with that brand,
what motivated them to purchase it. And then even better, we get to find out about these owners and what got them to where they're at, right? Because we deal with people who, are generational wealth. We deal with people who are self-made, probably more often than anything else. Yeah. And to hear their stories is phenomenal. And we want to give them a chance to tell their story, right?
Yeah. And I think we'll even learn even more too. Yeah. I mean, we travel a lot with these people too, because of all the experiences that we curate and do for our clients and stuff. But I know there's things that we still are going to learn about them. And even people that, like our first episode, the young men that started the Exotics Network. I mean, wow, they came out of nowhere, Lonny.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
And young in their 20s and had a vision, and they have just blown up the internet.
Yeah. I mean, they've kind of inspired us a little bit,
right?
I mean, they've come into the market, like you said, out of nowhere. They've made a splash in the industry, have a great presence, have a great following. And they've got their own stories to tell.
I know.
But I mean, the access again to all of these unbelievable cars that I haven't even seen before.
That
are right here in our backyard in Texas.
Seriously, we have some of the most amazing collections just not far away from us.
Not far at all. And it's going to be really exciting to be able to dive in deep and see these cars.
And hence why we're doing it here in one of our showrooms in the Woodlands, because our whole goal is that each guest will roll in whatever car of choice that they want to show off and stuff, so we can bring their little collections to life too and share their collections with them, which I think is going to be unique.
I think we're going to be a traveling roadshow too at some point.
Oh, no, for sure. And then we've got the new Bugatti showroom that's going to be, so I think we'll be bopping everywhere. But you're right. We've got to come up with a way to do our mobile podcast, because you and I, between the both of us, sometimes we're together and sometimes we're apart, and we're going to need to be doing podcasts from wherever. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Each week we're going to drop a new episode. We're going to start mid-April. You're going to follow us on My Supercar World on Instagram, Facebook, mysupercarworld.com, YouTube. It's going to be a video podcast, Lonny, so make sure I'm going to get all your outfits ready before each episode, because yes, I am the work wife. I'm the official work wife here, making sure that he's got his outfits planned.
I have to brush my hair.
And make sure your hair is right. Yeah. Got your coffee ready for you. Yeah. But before we end, what was your very first car?
It's I've been asked this 1,000 times, and not a lot of people, especially in this day and age, are going to know what it is, but a 1976 Lincoln Town Car Coupe.
into the coupe. Hey, but at least it was the coupe and it wasn't the four-door.
Okay, wait.
We're going to have to
let me
find
explain-
like a
let me
vintage
explain this
picture,
car to you.
a vintage
Yes.
picture so
First-
we can show
yeah.
the audience.
Yeah, first of all, burnt orange with orange interior.
Oh my God.
The car was longer than my parents' Suburban.
Oh my God.
And the door, I mean, there's no way you could park in a regular parking spot. The door
no.
was like as long as that Lotus right there.
But don't you think that most parking spots back in those days were probably a lot bigger than they are
Maybe,
today?
yeah.
I don't think
Listen,
they had compact cars back then, if I remember
That's in the
correctly.
70s.
Right.
I drove it in the 90s to high school.
Wow, you were popular. I bet.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
The women were loving you.
You didn't ask, but I'll tell you what my second car was. And
What?
these were cars my parents had lent me. Was a 1993 Ford Festiva.
Oh my God, I'm
coupe.
so embarrassed for you.
It was white.
sorry.
Honestly, it looked like an egg. And top speed was like 70 miles an hour. And I tried to get there a lot, so it was like wee. And then
I'm so mortified for
yes,
you.
it was so tiny that the football players actually would turn it sideways in the parking space. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry for you. I started with a 1978 blue Chevrolet Camaro with a V8 engine, and then quickly graduated to that Mazda RX-7 manual transmission. I thought I was like,
You were the cool kid.
oh, I was totally the cool kid, but I was an only child, so I'm kind of spoiled. Which, I know because you've got daughters, so.
Yes, my daughters all had BMWs or Mercedes as their first car.
Yeah, they've never had to experience Ford Festivas and starter cars.
No, I think
Yeah.
I was living vicariously through them, I think.
I think so too. I think so too. I'm excited. Well, I'm excited about our first guest and everything, and I can't wait to see where this takes us.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Guys, hang in there with us. We're going to bring you some great content, great cars, great people. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
My Supercar World is produced by Post Oak Motor Cars, where opulence reigns supreme in the heart of Texas.